What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. So I was doing my due diligence, listening to this week's episode of the Baby Mama's No Drama podcast, and let's just say it kind of sounds as though former Teen Mom 2 star Kailyn Lowry is still on the outs with her latest baby daddy, Elijah Scott's family. So I will be playing the audio clip for you guys, but just as a precursor, for those of you who may not be aware, Kale got with a younger man, Elijah. I think he's something like 25 years old, 24 years old, or something like that. He was fresh off of a divorce, child-free, and apparently getting with Kale ruined his relationship with his parents, most notably his father, who's just not in agreement with him getting with this woman who's got all these kids by all these different men, and then somehow managed to have 3 kids by his son in the span of like a year and a half of being together, right? Like the parents think he's making a big mistake or has already made a big mistake in getting with her. And that has just ruined the dynamics. Elijah didn't even spend Father's Day with his father. They were on no speaking grounds. I think Kale dropped off a Father's Day card to Elijah's father to try to fix things. And according to this week's episode, I don't think it really worked. So let me play the audio for you guys and you let me know. So the title of this week's episode is called All the In-Law Drama. So the episode is dedicated to talking about all the drama that has occurred within Kale and V's relationships with their in-laws, and then their listeners wrote in about their own problems with their in-laws and stuff. And so then Kale and V weighed in with their own advice and whatnot. And at the top of this clip that you're going to hear, V talks about how close she is with her family and how she doesn't think she would be able to stomach it if her family didn't like Joe. Spoiler alert, at the beginning, her parents didn't, and they tried to bar her from seeing Joe. And that's something I'm going to go over exclusively with my channel members. So if you want to listen into that part and everything like that, do make sure to sign up for a channel membership by hitting that join button, okay, you guys? Or hitting up youtube.com/gracereport/join. And then pay attention to what it is that Kale says in response to V's declaration there. Here we go, guys.
Like me and my family. And I'm not talking shit about their family at all. Like everyone just has different, like me, I think I'm weird because I just like, we are so close. Like we have a family group chat. Like we talk all the fucking time. Not everyone is like that. And that's fine. You still love your family. Like you still have a relationship with them, but it's just not something that's like, if that was me, like if my family didn't like Joe and the close way that we are, I wouldn't be able to stomach that because I'm not going to be going to all these events by myself, all these things by myself. Like, we do things together, like it's different. So I wouldn't want to just be me and like leave my husband home because they can't stand each other, or because they have an issue with him. That would not sit well with me, So it just really does depend on like the family dynamic and like what that looks like for y'all. Because I couldn't be able to do that now,
It's, I think, easier for me to say that like it wouldn't bother me. Like I'm used to not having family myself.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, to you, it's not anything off-putting or not normal almost.
Right. So, like, if he goes to a family function and I don't go, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I still encourage him to go. I'm not going to go, but you need to go. You need to be there. You need to show up. You need to show your face. You need to have a conversation with your family. Like, go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cause any issues.
See, and that's where it's opposite for me. Like, if his family was having something.
See, there you go. She says, if Elijah's family is having a family function, he can go on his own. I'm not going to go. It's not even, because V was talking about how earlier in the episode, how she missed a family function that was going on with Joe's family because she had something prior scheduled and she felt sick about it because she loves to always be there. Well, Kale says, well, Elijah can go ahead and hang out with his own family. I'm used to not having a family, so this type of stuff doesn't bother me. And I'm not going to go. It wasn't, similar to V's situation. If there was a scheduling issue, I would just be there another time or anything like that. It sounds like she is definitively saying that she doesn't go to things involving Elijah's family. And I find that very interesting because Elijah now has 3 newborn children, ages 1 and under, with Kale. And the family is not on good terms with her. Like, how does that work? That's really, really, really sad to me. So now obviously Kail's kids don't really have family on her side like that. And Elijah was a bit estranged from his father. I don't know if that's still the case or not. I do tend to believe that they're still kind of like cold in their relationship. They're not where they once were, from what she's been saying in her podcasts and whatnot. But it seems like at least they're on speaking terms, especially with the mother. I do know that Elijah and his mother at least have a relationship and everything like that. But I don't know. Like the whole thing just sounds really, really sad and cold to me. But listen, like Kail says in this podcast episode, she is used to this, right? She's used to not having a family and perhaps even being on the outs with her baby daddies, assorted families and whatnot. So this is not a huge deal to her the way it would be to V and to other women who are more used to close-knit families and getting along with their in-laws and whatnot. Now, this leads me to the parts that we're going to get into with my channel members a little bit later, but V. It turns out that V's family did not like Joe at first, and they actually would try to stop her from seeing Joe. That was a really big part of the episode as well that I am really looking forward to getting to with my channel members. So if you haven't already, do make sure to hit that channel membership down below, and we'll chat about that. But in the meantime, let's talk about Kailyn Lowry still not getting along with Elijah Scott's family, not expecting to go to any family events with him, despite the fact that they now have 3 children together. Is that surprising to you, or is that classic, typical Kail? Make sure to let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.